my biggest thing that I think it provides value is having blog articles. And I think every agent, every business owner, everyone should have some form of directed piece to come back to their website that's going to give them more information.
Very first time on camera. Trenton, I appreciate you being here. Relax, take a deep breath, and show us what you got.
Should I also tell the story about Trenton and how he is actually my son that we learned about? No, I'm just
We're just messing. Look, if you're part of Drunk on Social, you'll get it. Join us, please. All right, Trenton, here you go.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys for having me here today. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about AI, and I'm going to piggyback off of some things that Tristan and Jeff kind of mentioned earlier about that you shouldn't necessarily rely on AI to do everything for you. It's definitely there to help you out, and I'm going to show a couple of different instances where, while yes, it's great that it can do something, it can't necessarily do it perfectly, or maybe to the degree of what you're looking for or expecting. And so it's always important to, one, review what any type of AI output you get, and then also be ready to make any potential edits so that way it can be a little bit better as well. And so I think the first thing I kind of want to start with is just making sure that, whatever you are posting about, that there's always some form of value that someone's going to get from it. And because you can post a lot of stuff, but if you don't get something that either catches their attention with a nice hook right away or gives them something that they can then take away, they might just swipe right through your your video or your post or your story. They might swipe past it, which could be an issue if they swipe past your story, because then if they don't finish watching it, I believe with the algorithm it'll push it back towards towards the past all the other stories that are out there, and it'll continue to show you the ones that you actually go through and watch all of. So then there's that to take in mind. And so I want to start out with right off the bat here, I want to focus on my biggest thing that I think it provides value is having blog articles. And I think every agent, every business owner, everyone should have some form of directed piece to come back to their website that's going to give them more information. And I think a blog article is the best way to do that, because you can, one, bill yourself as the expert in your area or in your industry or your business type. And by having a blog article, you could then continue to provide additional items that are going to be of value and to be able to send them something that will bring them back to their website. So that way you don't always have to focus on, selling real estate or selling the product that you have. This way you can, build that trust and credibility with them. And so I'm going to share my screen a few different times here. And right now it's on Dolly at the moment, but I will get to that part. I'm going to use one of Tristan's websites as an example. And for a while, we were posting a blog article per day, and now we host them elsewhere. So for this specific example, that it capped out, at a certain time. But what we did here was, for real estate specifically, we took a couple areas that Tristan's and Associates team services. And apologies, I have really bad allergies, so I kind of have the sniffles. But that's here nor there. So what we did here is we took these areas and we started to bill ourselves as the local experts in those areas with different items of value. Some might be, top 5 reasons why to move to this area. This one might be the guide to the best activities, dining and attractions. This one focuses on overcoming challenges, with positivity here in this specific area. And this one might be focusing on the best neighborhoods. And so then the best part about this is that, one, we have something to send them to that's going to be of more value to them. Two, it builds you as kind of, this expert here that is very knowledgeable of, one, this area that you're servicing into, where if someone was going to move to this area or looking for a home to buy in this area, that they would want to focus on you, and also it would help for SEO purposes as well when people are searching for these specific things. This is why it's such a good thing to have on your site. So this example, just kind of goes through a few different neighborhoods that are very, up and coming in Westlake Village that you'd want to live in. This last one that I had open was, focusing on the 10 must-do activities here in this area. We have some that focus on, the best hikes or the best places to take your dog, things like that. And so what's so nice about this is that now we have an opportunity to take this one article and post it on our social media. And so what we can do is we can go into Canva, we could design, using the same image, we could create a graphic around this. We could even create a video around this. And one of the places that I use for videos, this one I'm just using a test account right now, but this is lumen5.com. And this is a big reason what I was saying about how you shouldn't just rely on AI to do the work. That's pretty simple how to use it and set it up. You can start with a different kind of template here. There's a bunch of ones that are kind of focused. If you hover over it, it'll kind of show you what that preview looks like right away, and how the video goes through. Like this one might be a nice one. You can also do the different sizes here. So keep in mind, with sizes, they typically are, built for specific social media platforms. So for 16:9, you might typically would find this maybe on Facebook. This would be more of like a YouTube type video. You can still use it on Instagram. It just is a lot smaller. Probably can't use it on TikTok, but that's why they have these other options here to where wherever you do want to post this is why this is so important. Because this square graphic is going to fit perfectly within Instagram, especially on the post. Same with Facebook as well. You have the 9:16 here, which is going to be great for TikTok and for Instagram stories. So in theory, you could really have one video that's going to be actually created into 3 or 4 different sizes. So that should help you a lot as well. But for this specific example, let's just take the 16:9 here. So that way we can build this out. And what we have here is, it shows you how you can use text on the media. So you can take your blog post, which is why I was saying, having a blog post is great for that. You can do an AI voiceover. So this text on media is going to have some music in the background, and it's just going to have text that you read. The voiceover is going to have graphics in the background, like videos or images that then has an AI voiceover going over. You can upload your own voiceover, or you can record yourself talking as well. For this one, let's just use AI voiceover here. And you could outline an idea as far as if you were starting from scratch. If I wanted to take the blog article, which I did not copy, I forgot to do that. So we're going to take this one really quick and do that. But I've actually already created this one. So I'm just going to go back here and I'll show you what the output looked like. And this is what that video looks like once it's created. Oh, wait, that's not the right one. I have 2 in here that I just did as test purposes. And I hope that I can mute the AI voiceover so it's not so loud, but maybe not. And so what this
Welcome
ends
to
up
the
look
top
like,
10 must-do activities in Simi Valley.
and so it'll be an AI voiceover that kind of goes through.
Embark on a fascinating journey through American history.
And it pulls different videos when it was creating it. And so once it creates it, you can kind of see here, here's that entire script. You can go in here and start to edit some of these if you need to, like if you need to delete anything. And what I was saying is that, making sure that we don't rely on the AI part of it, because there's parts in here that are talking about, this Hills golf course. And then it talks about having this recreational spot with a large swimming pool. And obviously this is a house with a swimming pool and not the actual community park and pool. There's another one in here that, this is a farmer's market, but is it really Simi Valley's farmer's market? And so you just want to keep in mind that some of these you might have to go in here and edit yourself. So don't just always rely specifically on or on AI to do exactly what you want it to do. I was using another one called, I forgot what it's called. I was using Koala, and I'll show you this one real quick as well. I was using this to create a blog article, and it's really simple how to use it as well. It's this Koala writer, koala.sh. And typically, if you just put www. You should be able to get that, or it's the HTTP / that will do that as well. And so this will use like a ChatGPT in order to write this blog post. You can use YouTube video to blog post, which is kind of cool here. And so you can type in a YouTube URL. If I went to YouTube real quick and just went to grab one of Tristan's really fast. Pause that. So if we grab the URL at the top here and we go over into wherever that guy is, and we'll paste this in here. And, you can kind of go through here, but I'm going to leave it SEO optimized and third person. I'm going to put it as first person because if I'm using it for Tristan, I might want to use it specifically of him talking with it. And then it will kick out a article regarding like specific to what you were just posting about. And so we'll come back to this one as it's doing this. And so if we go back to the thought process of the blog article itself, maybe we want to find some images. And if you're not able to find specific stock images or, from Shutterstock or unsplash.com or things like that, I'll show you how to get those images. But as you can see, when I pasted in this YouTube video, it shows like it kicks out like specifically like this kind of article about what this video specifically was about. I'm sure it pulls from the transcript and then builds it out. But this is a nice way to create kind of like a summarization of what this video is. And so I would definitely check this one out and see if you guys can do anything with this. I'm going to put this in the chat here because I really like this one. And I would love for you guys to test that one out. Linda says, why Koala versus ChatGPT? I use ChatGPT a lot. I just found this Koala writer and I've been testing it out just to see what it looks like. And I really like how they write out the articles. And what I also like is that with ChatGPT, you have a lot of the same words that get used over and over and over again. So if you've ever done any type of writing with ChatGPT, you probably have seen like deep dive or delve. Those are like two words that somehow, or two phrases, words that somehow always end up in every article. And so I tried to test out some other ones that would work around that and maybe not have that same type of writing. And I felt like this comes out a lot more humanized versus kind of AI sounding as well. So I really like the first person versus the third person that you can do. And so I've been testing this one out, like I said, and I really like it. I haven't tried out the Koala images here, but I'm assuming this is probably like, Dolly and Discord, which is what I was just about to show you. But if we do try this one out, I might say Westlake Village neighborhood, and we'll see if, this actually populates something to that degree. And, but while that's doing that, I wanted to pop over into Discord because Discord is the website, but MidJourney is the actual place where you do the images. And so this is MidJourney here. This is the Discord channel that is used for MidJourney. It's a little bit difficult to kind of manage, but we do have a PDF that we can definitely share with you guys on how to get set up for that. But once you're in MidJourney, it rocks. And you can see that these are all the different images that I've created. And even with humans, they're getting a lot better as to what these look like. So if you're trying to recruit, recruit for your agents for your team, this is a great way to do that. If you wanted to come up with those, and you can see that this is the prompt I used. It's called it. What a prompt is a description of either the image of what you're looking for or of what specifically this image is. And what you can do with that is when you're in Discord, there's the only channels that work from MidJourney, and you have to be in the MidJourney app. And so you can do that by going down here to this little world icon, and this will open up the Discord channel specifically. And once you accept the invite and everything, you get it in there. And so once you're in the newbies, it has to be a newbies channel for MidJourney to work. But if you do the / button, or maybe that's the /, I always say /, but I'm pretty sure it's the /. You can type in that same exact prompt that was just on that image. And, you could use whatever you want. This could be, like this one says psychedelic poster art featuring astronaut, and then it'll build that out. Like this one was, a vertical portrait of a man, and it was a lot more detailed in order to get to that thing. Looks like that one was in there for a while. We'll take a look at what this coaching one looks like as well. But you can, as that one's building out, you can see that these are all the different images, like I said, I've created. It works really well for homes to be built out. we had a listing that was an off-market listing that resembled this type of home. And so we were running ads in regards to this, a few different images of the home similar to the one that we have on off-market, and to be able to advertise to get buyers potentially for that home. One of the ones that we were doing was advertising, this another off-market home, and it was more similar to this type of style. And so we tried that as well. We've also used different images for, these different type of lifestyles. These were great for social media as far as, do you prefer, home style A or home style B? Do you prefer more of a Tuscany versus a modern home? And so they're great for interaction posts, like for either quizzes or polls. They're great for those. Maybe it's figure out your favorite kitchen. And so you might have people share other photos of kitchens that they really like. Here's some other ones of specifically of West Hills, California. Is this specifically going to always be what it looks like? No. So you want to make sure that, whatever you are doing, it does try to, mimic as quickly or no, as closely as possible to what you're looking for. And so I'm going to pop back over here to Discord, and here's kind of these images that it populated out. So it said one-on-one coaching with real estate agent coach, focus on self-growth and real estate skill. Obviously, this isn't getting what I'm looking for because I want coaching with like 2 people here. But it still allows for some nice portraits. And for anybody that's new to this, the U here stands for upscale. And so this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. And this would kick out an upscale image of this specific image. The V stands for variation. So I kind of like this 3. And so I could click variations 3, and then it would kick out some different variations of something similar to this. If I would hit this button, not sure what it's specifically called, but it would then show me 4 totally different variations from this. And so we'll let that continue to do its thing as while that's working there. I'm going to pop back over here. And so like I said, I've used it for different home images. If you're ever looking for backgrounds to a presentation, let's see, if you're looking for different logos, you could try that. This was for my other business that I have. But then it just kind of goes through and, whatever you're kind of looking for, you could definitely play around with it and get a lot of different variety of stuff. This one we used a lot for, to get a setting of, kind of more of like a retirement type home for, downsizing, but having, still an upscale outside area here in Ojai, California. And this was just more of to create a lifestyle choice as we were generating some images for some social media posts that we did have. And so let's see, I'm going to look at some questions really quick because I want to make sure that I didn't miss anything. As far back as the video thing, can you do voiceover versus using AI voice? Yes, you definitely can. There's just a different section for that. I used to use Adobe and boasting a lot of my listing descriptions, but no longer because it's 2 of ChatGPT's go-to words. Yeah, you can always tell who's using it, but you can totally see that as well, Tara. Make sure you are using things like Grammarly or using, I always like to use HemingwayApp.com. And so I'll take a blog article and I'll put it in here. And then I'll try to like make some edits with it because you can see over on the right side here, it shows you, which ones are hard to read, the grade school level of readability. And I really like to try to make it like grade school level 8 and 9 so that everybody can understand it and read it. And it just makes it a little bit easier to write. And so if we kind of go back, and I'm sorry if I've kind of gone like back and forth, please feel free to answer or drop any questions you do have. But I do want to try to cover a few different AI type of things here. When I was talking about that blog article, we use a specific guideline here of, what we use for ChatGPT. So like I mentioned, I use Koala sometimes and I use ChatGPT sometimes. And so here's an example of one that I put into ChatGPT, and I'll show you what it looks like here in a second. But the main things that we try to call out here is what I like to say about ChatGPT or AI or anything, treat it like an intern, because you have to think that they don't really know anything and you want to basically teach them what they need to know so that they can populate information that's going to be relevant to what you're looking for. And there was another analogy that I've used before, and it's like if you're gonna drive a Ferrari, you're not just gonna go drive it like 25 miles per hour down the road. Like you're gonna want to like really fully drive it. And I forgot specifically what that was, but so we want to make sure that we're giving it all the information that we can so that it can execute the best way possible. And so things that I try to look for is, making sure the first sentence is really asserting the strong opinion of the article. This one you may or may not actually work or not because you can't necessarily rank first on Google just because of one article. I try to look for a certain length within an article, 3 to 5 ideas, making sure that it's a storytelling in a catchy and engaging way. Should be warm, inviting, descriptive, engaging, and catchy. So I try to give it things that will help with that. And I always put in here, do not use flowery language or vague examples because it likes to kind of be like that. And again, that's kind of where I mentioned about the whole dive and delve thing. And if we try this, we might even get something like that. And I won't even try to do that. Oops, I hit the wrong button. I want to get to ChatGPT. So I'm going to put this in here just so that I can, populate it. It usually says, yes, I understand. And now this is where I would pick the type of article here. And I'm going to say, best places to take dogs in Malibu. And so it'll then, obviously create this. I mentioned about that first sentence being a, strong opinion here. Yes, this is being recorded, and I can also provide a few of these different documents as well that are going to relate to this that I'm kind of going through. And so you can see here that it's kind of gone through right here. Let's dive. I feel like everything always says dive. So you have to like watch out for that just because, you don't want it to always sound too AI sounding either. You can always tell it to remove certain things afterwards and it would do that. So let's just say that this was like a really great one. I would then go into Hemingway and I paste this in here so that I can view, what that readability looks like. And so it looks like we have grade 9 readability, which is pretty good. But we have 5 of 28 sentences that are very hard to read. And so it could just because it's a lengthy sentence. And so I'll try to go in through here and try to make edits based on that. So every corner of this coastal city promises a tail-wagging adventure, blending the love for outdoors with pet-friendly amenities. You can tell that that's kind of like a lengthy, kind of hard to read sentence. So I would probably try to edit that to make it a little bit more simpler to read. Same thing as real estate agent, deeply embedded in the Malibu community, I've explored every nook and cranny to find the perfect spots for your four-legged friends. Again, that was kind of long, but we can definitely, re-edit some of these so that they sound a little bit better. And then what we would do is then take this and build out images that go with it. So what I would do here is now I would say, write me an imagine prompt for, if I can spell it, for MidJourney to use on social media. And so hopefully if I wrote that right, I might have to use that article specifically. Yeah, this one still has dogs in here. So then what I would do is I take this and then I go over into MidJourney, and you can use some other ones like Gemini, you can use Bing Chat, you can use Dolly to create these images. Looks like, over here we could even use Koala images. If we tried this, let's just see if this would, what this looks like. And then we're going to take ChatGPT and we're going to use Dolly real quick as well, just so we can kind of compare all 3 of these. And what I've noticed before is that like a Dolly or on Bing Chat, it's more of like a clip arty looking image, to where when we use MidJourney, I feel like it's the most realistic looking image. And you can see, could this be Malibu? Yes, it could be. I'm not entirely sure because I'm not from there. But like this one, I could definitely use this bottom left one because I think that, is close enough to what I'd be looking for.
Trenton, there are no dogs in Malibu. It's completely off.
Oh, okay.
I'm joking. I'm just joking. That's a thing.
But I love this image. Like this one, like I'm gonna use Koala a lot more because this is great. And then especially if I can easily change these, I did like this is if I were to redo that again. I didn't realize that you could pick the sizes here, which is a little bit more difficult in Dolly and a little bit more difficult in MidJourney. it's doable, but it doesn't always execute what I'm looking for. See what I mean about the clip party? This is why I don't use Dolly. But if this is what you're looking for, then totally that's fine. But that's why I really like MidJourney because of how great this looked. But I'm really into Koala now. Like this is awesome. I was trying to do
Yeah.
9x16 for this one. But this is just like an example of kind of what you can do with each of these. And so now that we have, the blog article, we have some graphics that we can post on social media that are then going to tie back to, the blog site. If you wanted to, if we went back over here for this blog article, now we can say, write me social media copy for Instagram posts to promote the blog. And as always, whatever you're doing with AI, again, don't just copy it, paste, like don't copy word for word of what it's doing, like what it says and stuff like that. Definitely throw it into your own personalization as well. Is this fine? I think it could be, definitely. But, of course, dive. Of course, I would definitely throw in some of your own words and maybe take from it. It's just a great starting point, but I would never say it's an endpoint to where you should just use it all the time. Even this image, I think, turned out perfectly for Instagram story. So definitely take a look at this. I don't know about the pricing. I haven't, experienced. I mean, $9 per month isn't that bad. But I also haven't like come across of where it says you need to start paying for this. So I don't know if there's a run out of time there. ChatGPT has a free version, but it's just the 3.5, but it also has the paid version, which is where you're going to get Dolly. And it also does browsing and analysis of other websites. The knowledge limit, though, I believe goes back, at least like 6 months or so. So you can't like just tell me about the NAR settlement. Like it's not going to work like that. That's where you go to Tristan and ask him to tell about it. And he has plenty of videos for that. So that's kind of, what I wanted to kind of show you guys. I think that was pretty much everything here. I just want to make sure that my link's up here. There wasn't anything else I wanted to go through.
I have one question for you.
Yeah, let's hear it.
This is Trenton. Where can someone find a moving Zoom background similar to the one you're using?
So I found this one on Canva. I just went into Canva and I went into Zoom virtual backgrounds as the design. And then by having the pro version of Canva, I was able to grab a stock video that had, what I was looking for here. They didn't have a T-Rex like roaring. Otherwise I would have had that in the background.
That's funny.
But that's where this comes from.